Hey, thanks for joining me on Experimental Vaccines. I want to give everybody an update. I have refreshed one of the pages on my website. I've loaded it with over 30 videos. Most of them are 2-hour documentaries revolving around how HIV is a man-made biological weapon, and one of the first that was so prolific that everybody today knows somebody that has probably died from it or is infected with it now. I'd like you to look through the whole list here. There's a few videos in here, one of them being mine, that are only about 10 to 15 minutes long, some primers and stuff. But the majority here of the videos are all documentaries. They're lengthy, they're really big. So if you have some time to kill and you want to learn some stuff that's not mainstream, it's out of the norm, I suggest coming here to this page and you can find out some mind blowers. This director memorandum right there is one to start with. It starts to show how they were able to engineer a cow leukemia and break it down and figure out how it all works in order to start to manufacture different types of weaponized disease. It ends here at the very bottom. I have a couple videos on depleted uranium and Gulf War syndrome, because they all blend in together. First off, HIV, and then other, the biological weapons in general. Another reason that I bring this up is because there's been a lot of studies lately that have been coming out revolving around the cannabinoids or cannabis, helping to cure HIV or whatever HIV symptoms are occurring. It's able to deal with and start to fight in a lot of documented cases. And we're going to run through some things right here that a lot of people don't realize, okay? The endocannabinoid system is a group of neuromodulating lipids and their receptors in the brain that are involved in a variety of physiological processes, including appetite, pain cessation, mood, and memory. It mediates the psychoactive effects of cannabis. Okay, so your body, and you can see by this picture here, your body has a whole system set up to help you when you use cannabis. It takes it to the right places where it needs to go in order to help the psychoactive effect. And the psychoactive effect is basically, if you can put it into terms, speaking for myself, working with people and behaviors all the time, it's a way to alleviate any type of anxiety that might cause an overload in your reality. You know, it helps ease the pain of this existence, and it stimulates thought. It has currently been found to increase cellular growth and promote neurological growth. So there's a lot of studies that are going on this. We're going to keep to the HIV aspect of it all, and I just want to touch on some other aspects of cannabis before we get to the rest of the studies that help indicate that this whole new field of medicine is really expanding here. Let's jump over here. This is still, we're on Google. It's easy to find this stuff. It's all there because everybody's excited about it. They're called terpenes. Now, terpenes aren't new. They're newly discovered in cannabis. If anybody's ever smelt a rose or that citrus smell, for anybody that has experience with cannabis, the smells of the cannabis, the fruity flavors and smells and those really pungent odors and tastes that are there when you partake in the particular plant matter, those are driven by what they've termed as terpenes. And they're shared in a lot of different plants, fruits, and vegetables, including cannabis. So anybody who has partaked in any type of substance that they say has a fruity citrus taste to it, it's due to the terpenes in it that are shared in other fruits and vegetables here. It talks about it. Let's look here. We got terpenes are a large and diverse class of organic compounds produced by a variety of plants, particularly conifers, though also by some insects such as termites or swallowtail butterflies. Now tell me that's not interesting, huh? We got insects that secrete terpenes in order to communicate with each other. So you could chase that rabbit hole for yourself here. Let's just try to stick with it. Let's jump over here, and like I said, we were gonna start off slow. We're gonna get into it now. We got Steep Hill Labs, and we're going to break down, or I'm going to show you some of the different types of structures that there are with the terpenes. It's not going to be anything that you're not going to be able to understand regardless of your exposure to any type of chemistry. These graphs, like I'm going to play with this one over here, you can see it's really interactive, so you can spin it around and look for, they show you, like, check this out right here, how you could see 2 lines instead of 1. That's a covalent, that's a double bond right there. So these 2 chemicals, these 2 molecules are sharing an electron. Now let's scroll down, check this out. This one particular here is the tetrahydrocannabinol. I believe, this is the delta 9. You can see here, this is the delta 9 molecule. And this is the particular molecule that fits into a chemical receptor inside your brain that promotes the psychedelic effect of marijuana. So anybody they're like, well, I was tripping out, or I was so stoned. That's what THC does. And in the past, they used to think that that's all that marijuana had to offer. Okay. Now they realize there's a lot of different stuff going on. Here's a delta 1 molecule. You can see the difference in it. It's really beautiful. You could play with these whole models and spin them around and look at the different structures. I believe that the junctures here, it's got to have some type of magnetic orientation to it in order to have that kind of symmetry, I think. And then we get into the cannabinoids, which are a completely new field, like they didn't realize before. The CBNs and the CBGs and the CBCs and the CBDs, the CBDAs, all of these are types of cannabinoid molecules that don't have a psychedelic effect. They have a pain cessation effect. So they give you a body high. It's really cool. If you look at just the way that the molecules are set up. I really like this website's ways to help you get an idea of the orientation of the molecule. It's really cool when you start to look at it, and how they even give you the covalent bondings in there to show you the polarity that's going on and the types of charge where it's strongest at. So you can see kind of like where it's going to bond at the most. Let's keep scrolling down. Check it out. Now we're getting into the lanolin. This is one of the, like I was talking about, the terpenes. Okay. There's all these different types of terpenes. I believe there's 23 now that they've been able to identify inside the cannabis that have different types of flavors. Like they're saying here, this one's lavender, citrus. You keep going through all these. I want you to look at them yourself. And once again, play with the models, because it's really cool to look at the orientation and have to think about like how it's going to bond with your receptor sites. So some of these, if anybody's ever smelt one that's like really fruity, like say a citrus flavor and stuff like that, you could find out which one of the terpenes are involved in that through this whole website here. Now let's jump over here to the clinicaltrials.gov. This is one of the United States National Institutes of Death. And I found over 31 studies going on right now on cannabis and HIV. Now also, I'd like everybody to check out, this is Bubble Man's World. On Sundays, they have what is termed the Hash Church. And you could see that episode right there, number 50. It was about HIV and cannabis. And there are a lot of interesting people on the panel. There's PhDs on the panel. There's cancer survivors on the panel that have used cannabis in order to treat their own ailments. I really suggest that this is a really cool place to go if you ever want to talk to people that are using it medicinally, because the people here are really, they've been in the field for a long time, and they realize it's a medicine, and they just want to make the access to it more available. And they want the quality of the medicine to be as good as possible. And they also want to know what it does. You want to know the exact, like, what strain you're going to use, the concentrate extraction factors that you're going to use in order to gather the material that fits for the particular client, whatever pain ailments or problems they might have, because it seems as though through the endocannabinoid system that we have the ability to fight everything. It's just through cannabis. And in closing also, if you like the website, you can donate there. Right here, I have all the exemption forms. So if you, whatever state you live in, you can click on the button and you get the exemption forms. If you want to research vaccines, you can check out all the inserts there. And then all my videos are here on the right hand side, and every one of them have links to everything that I've shown you. So I don't leave you just spinning. You can just click the button and figure it out for yourself, and that's what I hope you do. So I'll see you later, folks. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.